I don't understand why people keep pulling my leg by calling me names like Are Pandit, Are Baba, Are Sannyasi. Why do they keep making fun of me and constantly try to demotivate me while I am trying my best to do Krishna Bhakti? I don't understand why. So, today we are going to take a very important question: what to do if people make fun of you in bhakti? If people try their level best to demotivate you, to criticize you on this path of Krishna consciousness? Today we'll try to answer this particular question. Hare Krishna, everyone. I'm Kavya Budhiraja. Welcome back to Being Krishna Conscious. And without any further delay, let us begin with this video. Hari Bol! So, how to deal with criticism? How to effectively handle the sarcastic comments passed to us by other people when we are trying to practice the devotional principles of bhakti? And I'm sure that most of us have already been through this particular phase wherein people try to criticize us, they try to demotivate us by making fun of us that, Hare Baba, what are you doing? Are you a Pandit? Have you become already a Baba? Or are you going to be a sannyasi? In fact, there are many people who would try to tell you that, Are, you are very young to practice bhakti. What are you doing with your youth? Try to have fun doing other things. So, this particular phase, I believe, is one of the most testing phases of our spiritual life. And let us be honest, these negative comments do impact our lifestyle, they do impact the way of our thinking. So, the first question is that why do we get so demotivated? Why do the critical comments of other people affect us so much? There's a beautiful teaching that I learned, which was nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent, without your permission. It means that you will only feel criticized, you will only feel low when you allow the other person's negative comments to enter your mind. Well, that is the first thing. Now, the next question is, how can we attain that level? How can we actually reach that particular stage wherein we are not really affected by what the other person is talking about me? How to reach that level? Well, the answer is very, very simple. Let me give you a mathematical equation. The quality of our sadhana is inversely proportional to the effects of negative comments or sarcastic comments passed by other people. Inversely proportional means that if one thing increases, the other automatically decreases. And by sadhana, I mean the intensity of our calling out to the Lord, the intensity, the prayers with which we are calling out to Krishna. All these things are counted as sadhana. And Srila Prabhupada always mentioned that 99.9% of our spiritual advancement depends upon the quality of our chanting. Chanting means chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the sadhana has to be good enough to surpass the effects of all of these negative comments. This was point number one. Now, point number two, if my friends constantly try to demotivate me on the path of Krishna consciousness, then there are only two possibilities. Possibility number one, either they are not really aware about who is Krishna, they are not really aware about the entire concept of Krishna consciousness and how integral it is for all of our lives. And possibility number two, which is that despite knowing the importance of Krishna consciousness, they are trying to demotivate you. So, as far as possibility number one is concerned, I believe that those friends should also be given a good opportunity so as to learn about Krishna consciousness. But as far as possibility number two is concerned, that despite knowing the importance of Krishna consciousness and despite knowing our struggle on this particular path, that how intensely we are trying to tread our way towards Krishna, towards reaching our ultimate goal, even after that, if they are trying to demotivate us, then let me ask you, are they really your friends? Do you really need them? Because as far as I know, friends are the ones who actually help you get closer to your goal. Friends are those people who never want anything bad for you. And attaining Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection that a person can ever get in his lifetime. Let me share an incident with you. I was fortunate enough to ask His Grace Amogh Leela Prabhuji that Prabhuji, sometimes people tend to demotivate us on this path of Krishna Bhakti so badly. What should be our way of dealing with that particular situation? How should we handle those people? What should we do? His Grace Amogh Leela Prabhuji beautifully answered this question by stating that Kavya, in this situation, you should actually be grateful to Krishna that he is actually showing you who your real friend is. He is giving you a way to get yourself detached from those people who you considered to be your friend, but actually, are they really your friend? So I believe that this particular answer had a major impact in my life, because this is actually true. If my friend doesn't want my good, then is he or she really my friend in the first place? So this is something that we all must ask ourselves. I remember that I made a video that, do we really require friends in the path of Krishna Bhakti? There's a video that I've made and it's available on the channel Being Krishna Conscious, in which I tried to answer that we do require spiritual friends, those friends who have the same goal as us, which in Hindi are known as Sajatiyas, like-minded people. And such spiritual friends are no less than a beautiful blessing in our life. Why? Because in their attempt of attaining the Supreme Lord Krishna, they would also be encouraging me to attain Krishna. And that is what is the beauty of having spiritual friends around us. And furthermore, we should also understand that above everyone is our Suhridam, our ever well-wishing best friend. Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasam Sarvalok Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantim Richati. I am Suhridam of all the jivas, of all the living entities. Suhridam means ever well-wishing best friend. So he always have to be at the top. And trust me, even if you have no one by your side, and if you just have one, Krishna, you have everything. See, Kauravas were in such a great number, but just because Pandavas had Krishna by their side, Pandavas won. Let me explain the situation using mathematics. See, everything around us is equivalent to 0. And if you keep adding zeros, the result would be 0. But what if I ask you to add just 1, or to place number 1 in front of them? What would happen? The value of those zeros would increase tremendously. And that 1 is equivalent to Krishna. So everything that we have currently surrounding us could be compared to 0, because without Krishna, it means nothing. But if you only add Krishna to your life, everything will start to make sense. Even if you have nobody by your side, but if you only have Krishna, you will have nothing to lose. And that is why Pandavas won. So to finally answer this question, that how to tackle the situation where people are making fun of you for practicing Krishna Bhakti, please understand that this opportunity of performing Krishna Bhakti is extremely rare. Only a few people out of millions and trillions get this rare opportunity of worshipping the Supreme Lord Krishna in the form as he originally presides in his eternal dham, Sri Golok Dham. So consider yourself extremely fortunate, and the way not to get demotivated on this path, even if people are criticizing you all around, you must make sure that you are following the devotional principles, that you are performing your sadhana with full sincerity and determination. And by doing so, Krishna will be the one to preserve your sadhana and to preserve your Krishna conscious state of mind. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, he says that I provide what you lack and I preserve what you have. And this treasure of Krishna consciousness is the most precious thing, the most precious treasure that we can have. So have faith on Lord Shri Krishna, have faith on his holy name, just like Prahalad Maharaj had, and Krishna will definitely protect all of us. Hare Krishna, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam, Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.